one critic, I don't know if you saw this. Yeah. All these other people saying a magnificent visual experience, and one critic said, "Holy shit!" I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if he just sitting there thinking, "Oh!" Vote for us for best podcast at the Austin Chronicle Best of Austin Awards. How do you do that? Well, you go to vote.austinchronicle.com. You sign in. You go to the category of politics and media. You scroll down to podcast, and there we are at the top. Woohoo! You vote for us right there. Very easy to do so. So please vote for us. It means a lot and it helps us out a lot. You know, I enjoy the films of Robert Eggers. I enjoy his films a lot, man. You know, they're always different. You know, had a unique take on horror with the Vavitch. Mm-hmm. Couldn't even spell the title right. couldn't just say the witch. He had he's like an old Jewish man. The Vavitch. There it is right there. Witch with 2 V's. And I love it, man. It's unique horror story. Gave me one of my favorite villains of all time. That old black ass goat.
Oh, Black Phillip.
Black Phillip, boy.
Hell yeah.
Black ass Phillip.
Don't sleep on Black Phillip.
No, people. A movie about 2 guys in a shack beating the shit out of each other and farting on each other. That's a hard sell, but I loved it though.
Exactly. That's
what you got with The Lighthouse. Mm-hmm. Love that movie right there. That trailer's crazy. Even the way he makes trailers is crazy, man.
Tell me.
Just mean mugging you. Damn, Batman and the Goblin looking at Batman and Green Goblin. Like, what the you looking at? I was like, wow, that's the most intimidating beginning to a trailer I've ever seen.
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man. Starting new. On the run.
Cut the bullshit, man.
Exactly. Full of shit.
Yeah, went through all that bullshit. Come on, man.
Why else would you be out here?
You dirty. That's what happened. Yeah, why else would your young ass man with an old farting ass man like me?
In a lighthouse.
In a lighthouse.
On a remote island.
Cut the bullshit. So I definitely want to see the craziness that this man could do with Vikings who are already crazy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people saw this trailer for this movie here, and except for me, I don't even think I put it up right here. Oh, there it is. There we go, people. Yeah, this is the one where you have Alexander Skarsgård on revenge. That's it. And he just happens to be a Viking. They killed his father, they killed his mother. I'll avenge you, father. And
they didn't kill his mother.
Damn! I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was just saying that out there because people think that from the trailer.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But there you go. Mama's all right. Well, I'll avenge you, father. As I said, Vikings are already insane. So when you got a person who makes insane movies like this, where does this lead to? Where does it go? Can we even handle such insanity? Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for The Northman. One critic, I don't know if you saw this. Yeah. All these other people saying a magnificent visual experience, and one critic said, "Holy shit!" I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if he just sitting there thinking,
I cannot escape my fate.
Let's just get straight to the point right here. I think I got the best description for it to prepare you to go see this. This is like watching that show Vikings after eating a whole bag of mushrooms. This is just one big psychedelic, angry-ass Viking revenge movie. And this is like most revenge stories that we've heard before. Shit, it's like Moses in a way, if you really want to get down to it. You know, got a little Viking boy. Everything seems cool. His daddy just comes back from a hard day of raping and pillaging, gets home and just, you know, just wants to relax with the kid, you know, say hi to mom. side piece. And then betrayal. I won't really say a whole lot just yet. I'll say something a little bit, but betrayal, and what do you know? Next thing, the village is being torn apart, father's being murdered in front of everybody, and the person who pulled the betrayal, which is the boy's father, played by Ethan Hawke, the betrayal is done by his brother, the boy's uncle, who looking at everything and saying, you know, good work, get that mother over there. Catch him. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about your little ass. Killed the boy too. And so the boy escapes, goes off to another land, is raised by another village of crazy ass Vikings, but says, you know what, mother, father, I will avenge thee one day. I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother. And pretty much that's it. Story of revenge. I want to kill my uncle. I want to save my mother. And whatever happens after that, I guess I'll just go back to enslaving people.
Yeah, he ain't lying. ain't nothing past that.
Hey, it's really that simple, man.
It's Hamlet, but a whole lot of killing.
This is why I'm curious to see how you guys take this, because I think there's a lot of perspectives that you could have going in with this and then coming out with. The way I look at it is if you're going in for an emotional experience other than anger, there might be a problem, because everybody in this movie is a piece of shit. All these people, man. And at first you don't think so, but then you start really thinking about it, because the thing is, I'm gonna say everyone, men, women, children. Shit, I saw a baby, I was like, you know what, you gonna grow up to be an asshole. They had a dog that was cool through this whole movie. Oh, they did? He ended up being an asshole.
Hey man, that's the Robert Eggers thing.
It is.
He was the movie's Black Phillip.
He really was. The dog was cool. The dog was like, well, shit, everybody an asshole. Shit, let me get on the act. Why am I being nice?
Right.
You know, most of the movie is about Viking slaves and their masters. And the masters do horrible things to these people, man, these slaves, as slavery usually works out. You know, the way that they, when you watch this, man, the way that they go in and the way that they raid villages, you know, capture these people, and the way that they kill the ones that they don't want, you know, is horrible, man. But then the thing is, you realize that these people that are being enslaved, it's like, well, shit, if y'all weren't slaves, y'all be doing the same thing to other people. So
it does seem the way their economy works.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no, like, you can't come in being an absolute moralist, like, because usually with something like this, like you say, like the Count of Monte Cristo. This is a guy, he was a nobleman, he was pure of heart, and they did him wrong. So you root for him the whole time. And this is a society where people just get done wrong.
Yeah, this is the world that they set up. Yeah. It's just the world of absolutely shitty people. And see, the thing I'm saying with emotion, that's the potential problem maybe with some people looking at this as a revenge film and having the protagonist in this revenge movie. You know, after they killed his father and the village is taken over and they take his mother, you know, he's raised by other just savage ass people. And, you know, the first thing we see him do as an adult is he goes in and just starts, and I'm talking about Alexander Skarsgård. The first thing we see him do as an adult, he goes to, they're swimming to an island or rowing to an island, and they raid a village and they go in there and enslave and kill people. But then after he does all this killing and watch his fellow Vikings enslave people, then he gets news about his uncle still being alive somewhere, the one that killed his father. He gets news about his mother still being married to his uncle, probably against her will. And that's when he says, I want revenge. Yeah. Now, why the hell would I root for a guy seeking revenge when I just saw him be so cruel to other people? You know, like, you and your revenge, man. I hope somebody comes after your ass. You know, because this is all a vicious cycle. But that's the thing with the movie. I'm gonna tell you, I like that honesty.
Man, thank you, because I know where you were going with this.
I mean, if y'all liked it and I didn't, I'd be understanding. But like,
everybody wants to be a moralist about it and be like, well, you're just as bad as them. It's like, this is they have a different moral compass here.
Yeah.
And it's a much more honest about how these things went down.
Yeah.
And that was something I liked about it too. Where it's like, we're not trying to pump the hero. If you don't root for him, sure, hey, why would you?
Yeah.
But this is what's driving the story.
They're not twisting and turning all over the place and bending backwards and doing cartwheels to try to make this dude a good guy. He's a piece of shit. He's not a good guy.
Yeah, just as bad as the rest of them.
Yeah, they don't try to make him likable.
Oh, God, I love that honesty so much.
Yeah.
We see this in movies all the time. And it
seems so phony.
It seems so phony. And, yeah, a movie we saw recently where at the end they were like, well, he's a good guy. He's going to get away. I'm like, he joined this on his own. He shot a cop. Don't try to make don't try to make him a saint. Stop it with that.
You know, you know, some movies I'm fine with that. If this is a Hollywood movie and they want us to like root for the guy, fine. This is not no Hollywood movie, so don't try to do that shit. You working on your own terms. We ain't gotta try to make this guy a good guy, likable.
Right.
I hate that word sometimes. Likable.
I know.
You know, shit. I ain't been liked for years. I'm not good with that.
I mean, honestly, why would you like any Viking?
Yeah, Vikings are horrible, shitty people, man. And that's the thing. Robert Eggers didn't want to make a movie about a hero. This guy right here, Pete, this is what I'm talking about. You want likability. You want your shitty ass heroes to somehow shine from the rest of these piece of shit people. Go watch Gladiator. Go watch Braveheart.
Thank you.
Go watch those movies. Those are Hollywood movies that try to earn your emotions, and not even earn. Tell you how to feel.
I'm holding myself back from leaping over this table and kissing you right now.
Oh, go ahead. That's cool.
Because people love Gladiator, and that is the thing that bothers me the most about that movie, is that this whole like, but he's the guy though, he's the hero, and he won't kill somebody in front of a kid. I'm like, this guy, he's a murderer.
Yeah, you know that
and that's not necessarily fucking, but don't try to make him the hero of this, like he's innocent.
No, this guy right here, this is a cruel world, and he's a piece of shit, just like everyone else in it. He's just the piece of shit that we follow, and he has a pretty cool story.
He might not be the hero, but he's the protagonist.
Yeah, there might be one character that's not a piece of shit, but.
That's a problem.
Maybe. We saw him long enough. What were they doing before we got there?
I don't trust anybody in this movie, man. None. And everything that this guy does is self-serving. He's being treated inhumanely throughout the movie too, but he put himself in that position. The story is that when he finds out that his uncle who killed his father is still alive, he brands himself and puts himself in the position of a slave and cuts his hair and cleans up. And the thing is, these Vikings are so dirty that they didn't recognize him when he got clean.
Yeah, right. Well, it's so many years later.
So all I'm talking about with his own Vikings, because he put himself on the ship, and
that's right. Yeah, I know.
But you got a brand.
You got a brand and short hair. All right.
What the hell you doing here? And so he mixes in, and he takes all the ass whoopings. He takes the cruelty because that serves him. So even with him, you can't feel that sorry for him when he's being treated cruelly, because he knew what he was getting into. The closest thing that I could say with him to being a good guy is that he professes, I will not kill women, I will not kill kids if you don't push me. You keep pushing it. I'm not trying to walk away.
I mean, sometimes it's necessary.
Right. And you know what? When he does it, it's absolutely necessary.
And
I said, good.
Yeah, I was like, man, you better drop that code right now.
I looked at some of these kids and I said, he needs to go, and this one needs to go too. All of them, man. And
he does gain sympathy for slaves.
Well, I think he barely did. I think again it was consequence. He was just kind of like,
hey. I ain't calling him Abraham Lincoln.
But he was like, no, y'all can go. Y'all good to go.
He's like, hey, I did what I had to do. Stay, go. I don't get.
One thing I did appreciate about it, the whole slave thing, is that there was no black people as slaves. I was so happy when they started saying
ain't no Moors.
They threw that slave word around a lot, and I ain't seen no black people. I was, thank God.
Well, there was one time I thought, oh, there's somebody black. And he stepped out of the shadows. I'm like, oh, no, he's not. Never mind.
It was Black Phillip. Alexander Skarsgård. In the movie, his name is, let me see.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name in the movie is Amleth. And he has this romance with Anna Taylor-Joy. Her name is, thank God, Olga.
Yeah, right.
And I will say that they do have a nice romance in the movie that comes in and kind of tempers and balances all of the inhumanity and cruelty that's going on in the film, which is kind of needed. So at least you have that going on, and it doesn't play out like some fake ass romance either. You know, it feels like it builds up naturally. And so, you know, we've already been talking about Alexander Skarsgård in this. Alexander Skarsgård, no surprise that he's playing an insane Viking right here. He has the build, he has the brooding, and he has the intensity to play a crazy ass Viking.
He's jacked in the movie.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been jacked before.
Tarzan.
Tarzan, True Blood. So,
well, in True Blood, he was kind of thin.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was skinny too.
Yeah, but shit, Tarzan, yeah, dude, I don't know what kind of workout he had going on. Yeah,
but he's even bigger here
Yeah,
than he was as
humongous.
Tarzan.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
This
once he's like shows up as an adult and they go to raid that village, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah,
And then they show him with his shirt off, like where you can really see it.
yeah, man. Through all that dirt and blood, it's still shit. The dirt and blood just defined it. Anna Taylor-Joy, who we just talked about, man, she's cool because she is starting to actually mature as an actress and also with the characters that she plays. You know, this one is where we're really starting to see her cross over into different roles with this.
Well,
now.
she's really showing her range, how she
Yeah.
can do so many different things.
That is very true. Man, I tell you who I really like because I saw him in this show, Dracula, and I said, I love this guy. This guy reminds me of old Hollywood. Claes Bang, Klaus Bang.
Thank you. I was like, the whole time I was like, what do I know this guy from? Dracula.
Klaus
Yeah.
Bang. This guy
Yeah.
played Dracula. And I tell you, this guy is old classic. He's perfect for a villain because he's got an old classic villain look.
Sure.
I'll show you who he looks like. You got to see pictures of him. But I'll show you him in the movie right here, man. As I said, you know, this is he plays the brother who goes in and betrays Ethan Hawke. Yeah, he's Ethan Hawke's brother, and he's an uncle of Amleth. And this is the scene where he comes in and reveals, like, ha ha, it was me the whole time.
Strike, brother. Strike. Soaked in my blood, 'twill soon be.
I just knew he was going to Samuel Jackson him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man. Ethan Hawke is great as Amleth's brother. They talk about Ethan Hawke. Man, this dude's been in the business for years. He's a veteran and still proving how much range he has.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest actors out there.
And normally, so often when an actor has been in the game as long as Ethan Hawke has, and they have a name, they just kind of start playing themselves in everything they're in. And he's still in it to win it. He's taking on different roles and really throwing himself into it.
A long time ago, when he started as a heartthrob and teen heartthrob, a lot of people wondering, damn, why are you walking away from all this, man, doing all this old independent shit? And this is why. You know, he's like, yeah, so I want to act, man. That's why. He'll take on some mainstream movies, but then he'll do something like this. And he's not in the movie long, as you can probably tell. Right?
I'm about to say,
But he's great. But Klaus Bang, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. Claes Bang, Klaus Bang.
he was the brother, right?
Yeah, he was the brother. But I'm gonna show you this guy, what he looks like with all that hair and that beard. This guy really reminds me of old Hollywood, man.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's him.
So one of the human being right there.
Yeah, yeah, there's a person under that hair. But yeah, that's him right there, man. The reason why he reminds me of old Hollywood, man, he reminds me of one of my favorite villains from one of my favorite movies. Who would you say he reminds you of?
Ooh, I feel like you're going to say Robert Mitchum for some reason.
That's a great guess, but no, James Mason.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, this guy. I would love to see more of him, but he's good in this.
He was in Dracula.
Was he in Dracula?
Yes.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
the 70s Dracula.
The 70s Dracula.
With Frank Langella.
Oh, there you go. Comes around, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
Yeah, that's right.
And Howard Dracula.
Yeah.
That's why.
You've seen some other people. It's a star-studded movie, man. But a lot of these people are coming in just for smaller roles in this. You have some people that I'm sure they came through and they only put in like probably a day or two of work. But when they were there, they put in everything they had. You have Willem Dafoe, who plays a crazy person.
He plays Green Goblin.
He plays Green Goblin.
Pretty much.
If you're Robert Eggers and you got Willem Dafoe on speed dial and you need a crazy role, or you just got a role, you're gonna bring in Willem Dafoe.
So crazy that he plays a court jester.
Yeah.
Like I say, him and Ethan Hawke probably showed up for a day or two, but when they did show up, they showed up. Another unrecognizable person, man, that's in here. Bjork. I did not know that was her until later.
Oh shit!
That was her with those puka shells on her eyes. Right there.
Wow.
Yeah, Bjork. If you don't know Bjork is the Icelandic pixie pop singer.
So it's all these Scandinavian people who are in this movie. But hey, it makes it more authentic.
Yeah. Except do not. Bjork is a real Viking, man. You ever see that video where she beat somebody up?
No.
Man, people, can I just take a little time to show y'all something here?
We'll allow it.
And this is yeah, people, y'all know Bjork, pop singer. Y'all know her, man. That was her playing the witch.
Oh, these young kids, they don't know nothing about Bjork.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, one of the things that kind of turns this into sort of a Viking soap opera, Nicole Kidman, man. Nicole Kidman, she has an amazing scene in this movie. And that's all I will say. She has a scene in this film that just, I was like, shit. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Watch it and you know what I'm talking about. But she has one of the juiciest roles in this movie, man. And it's amazing. She has one of the best parts in this film. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah, it is. It's also kind of a turning point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sure is.
Kind of flips the whole movie upside down. A little bit if you look at it.
I'll tell you this. So these people are savages, man. It's very brutal. But if you're gonna make a movie about crazy ass brutal Vikings, show that savagery well, show that brutality well. If you can stomach it, it's done. It's done great in this film. Take your shit back.
Look out your window and you see that.
You run, shit. Hey, I'm gone, man.
Put that down. Just go.
Shit, y'all know we lost, right?
Right.
He's killing people through the wall.
I know.
It's like a goddamn psychotic Spider-Man.
Get your ass down.
Who else?
Y'all know the dude. He's looking at somebody in there right now. That dude's like, hey, man, hey. Clink, 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 clink. Hey, man.
They made me come
Right.
I'm with y'all.
Hey, brother, come on now. Hey, you work out? And the sword fights are amazing, man, because even if you make it out of a sword fight, you're going to have gaping open wounds.
Yeah.
There are people who just open doors just to spill their guts onto your nice, clean floor, man. Like, people who are disemboweled. One dude opened the door, just like, he even knocked. They're like, come on in. He's like,
special delivery.
Everything.
Who ordered intestines?
Somebody ordered chitlins.
That little girl next to me, she was like, ew.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Man, it's a crazy ass, it's a crazy ass movie. Because on top of all of the brutality and everything, the thing that might actually help with looking at the brutality in this is that, this is the production in this, first of all, is great. The production is as we were looking at earlier, man, just the detail to dirt.
Yeah, people always want to clean up these eras, these early AD eras and the medieval period, and make it look, kind of romanticize it, and that's not what's going on here.
No, everybody looking nasty.
Normally
nasty.
they had one of these sword and sorcery or sword and sandal movies, and makes you go like, oh, I'd like to be in something like that. And this movie makes you the whole time go like, I'm so glad it's going here
There's
right now.
nothing glamorous about this. Just the attention to detail of dirt and making these people just look filthy is amazing. The construction of these villages, You know, the villages, you know, there's not much to them, man. They're just nasty little huts, but they're so intricate the way they have them all laid out, and the like the boats that they have, even the costumes they put on the horses, man. You know, it's amazing. The thing is that what really helped with this movie, and as brutal as it is that this is really mostly a visual film, man. At times it's it's a gruesome visual film, but it's mostly a visual movie, man. And some of those visuals let you forgive the humanity of the movie, man. You know, because some of it is just almost cartoonish in a way. There's a scene in here where Owleth, or whatever his name, has to go Alexander Skarsgård. He has to find a sword. And to get that sword, he actually has to get into a video game boss battle, man.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I was playing Elden Ring when I was watching this part.
I was thinking about that in the movie theater.
Yeah. Y'all got that on the brain.
Bro, I was thinking about that. I was like, bro, that's Elden Ring.
He had to get a big ass sword, and it's a boss battle that happened with that. The end of the movie is number Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith.
What the hell? I'm about to say the same thing.
Yeah,
I wrote it in my review.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, that's what's the one with Anakin Skywalker?
Revenge of the Sith.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil too much, but the end of it is Revenge of the Sith, right until the end of Revenge of the Sith, right when you have two big events happen and whatnot. The end of the movie is like that. It's almost like the director said, I just want to just show some cool shit. So I'm just gonna rip off a bunch of the movies and video games. And like I said, it's a simple story. It's a simple revenge story that's told with a hardcore vision. You know, a unique hardcore vision. Really, the director just said, I just want to do a cool looking revenge story with shitty people. Now I will tell you something. The story has some nice twist in it. And like I said, you get some great performances to go with it. Because I would even say my complaint with the movie is that it's too long. It's over 2 hours, and all these movies are over 2 hours. I would say I think they use most of their time wisely, because it's just a lot to look at in this movie, man. They shot a lot of this in Northern Ireland, and the scenery is beautiful. The locations are beautiful.
Breathtaking.
Yeah. I guess that would be my biggest complaint, is that I was not really emotionally invested in anybody. It was just cool to look at, and I did think it was too long because of, again, this being a visual movie. It's like, all right, let me just go ahead and take my time and show off right here. But I did like it. I liked it a lot. Didn't love it, but I did like it.
Not a lot of dialogue in the film.
No, it's not. No, it's like a visual thing.
Yeah, just like visual.
Go ahead, man.
No, you got it.
No, you got it.
You go first. You go first. You go first.
What are you
You got it, Martin.
No, you go.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. So usually I don't really get. I usually don't see the movies like this a lot. But going into this film, man, the action was just so good for me. The choreography was so good for me. The thing that really got to me though was like the characters. I feel like are really underdeveloped. But throughout, I don't know if we're getting our ratings right now.
Well, go ahead.
Shoot, I'm getting this a matinee. Like,
Okay,
I was
yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
I would say, it was too damn long though. Way too long.
So as far as the length goes, I've been complaining about movies being too long lately and getting repetitive in it, or just not earning it. And this is I had to eat my words here, because here with this 2 hours and 19 or 17 minutes, where it's like a minute or two longer than Ambulance, I loved every minute of it. And I thought they earned all of their running time, because there was always something happening or something interesting to look at. But it's epic, and what he does visually throughout, not just once or twice, but throughout the movie, I was like, man, if Frank Frazetta was still alive, he could do a series of paintings on almost every scene in this. It's so well just crafted and put together. I've been so wanting something like this, but just figure like, nobody's ever going to do it. He's a master director on this thing, and for me, it's a high full price. It's one of my favorite movies this year.
I'm kind of in the camp of the people that say they wish they had more character development, and I'll tell you why. Because this is a revenge movie. And I've said this about Kill Bill too. I said for revenge movies, I feel like I really need to be invested in the character in order to feel the power of the revenge. Now that's not a deal breaker for me, but it is a very simplistic movie. And like I said, it's one thing to be, a visual movie that's just there mostly for you to kind of soak that part of it in. It's another to have, characters that you just not only feel like they're underdeveloped, but just don't like. I've soaked in all the visuals I need, but it's still a well-directed film. This guy really is a visual master. This guy who's, and you have to respect that he always goes into something with a unique vision of his own. You know, as I said, if you watch The Witch, if you watch The Lighthouse, both of those are horror movies, and they're unlike any other horror movies out there. And if you're going to go in and just try to make something that looks cool, well, he achieved it, man. It was almost like he said, I want to just make a revenge story that just mostly looks badass. And I appreciate, because most people, you know, we get a lot of fantasy, and it's nice to have adult fantasy sometimes. We used to have a lot of those back in the 70s and the 80s, and we don't get a whole lot of that today, because for fantasies, people want to put in money, and they want the whole family to come in, especially the kids that can sell toys and whatnot. I like adult fantasies that just say, I just want to look badass. Sure,
and not overrun it with CGI.
Yeah, and I mean, and I just really did enjoy the psychedelic aspect of this too. You know, there's a certain point where I just sat back and I don't need to give a shit about these people. I mean, come on, we got a Viking with braces, man. You know, I'm like, you know, this is what you do when you are not in the constraints of a system that says you have to make your character likable. We have to pull back on the violence right here so we don't scare people. But yet that doesn't mean they had to skimp on all of the coolness here. And I love that, you know, at points it's grounded. At points it does seem like it's steeped heavy in fantasy. And I like that they leave the question to you. How much is going on in this main character's demented mind? How much of this is hallucinating? You know, how much of this is him hallucinating? How much of this is him just losing it because he's so obsessed with revenge? And how much of this is real? You can kind of come in here and take it either way. You can take it as a very grounded and realistic film about Vikings doing the crazy and nasty things that Vikings do to each other. Or you can look at it as, yeah, this is a movie that's kind of steeped in this Viking fantasy world, and Viking, you know, steeped in Viking lore. So, you know, looking at this, I definitely did enjoy this more than the complaints I had for it. So I give this a high matinee. There's a lot of sequences of going to the Nordic land, you know, ascending into with the gods, you know, and all those things are gorgeous, man. And when you're not looking at those fantasy parts, as I told you, just the landscape itself in this, where they shot in Northern Ireland, they got some beautiful shots in here, man. Amazing shots. So yeah, people, yeah, it's worth checking out. It's worth checking out. Not for everybody, and as I said, if you're going in for a more character-based movie, that's not the one. But I would say even if you don't get that, it's worth checking out as a matinee. But then you got people like Martin, who's like, hey man, this is my favorite movie of the year. Shit, Martin said, you know, to quote a Cinema Blend, what did they say?
Holy shit!
Holy shit! Martin Thomas, double toasted. Martin Thomas, double toasted. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.